Good evening. The Supreme Court has just ended the Trump-era sweeping tariffs, marking a dramatic shift in American trade policy. This landmark decision isn't just about economics, it's a defining moment for the limits of presidential power. The ruling will impact everything from grocery prices to global alliances. At its core, the case asked, can a president use emergency powers to impose massive taxes without Congress? For years, these tariffs sparked trade wars, strained alliances, and divided the nation. Now, the highest court has answered, reaffirming the balance of power in our government. This legal battle began with a bold assertion of executive authority and ended in a historic Supreme Court showdown. The decision forces a complete re-evaluation of America's trade strategy and raises urgent questions about what comes next. As of September 20th, 2025, we're witnessing a pivotal moment in modern American history. The end of the tariff era opens a new chapter, but its impact and debates are far from over. Tonight, we'll break down what happened, why it matters, and what it means for you. We'll explore the history, the legal fight, and the immediate fallout from this game-changing ruling. The Supreme Court has spoken, resetting the course of American economic policy. To grasp today's ruling, let's rewind to the start. Trump's America First agenda launched aggressive tariffs in 2018, targeting billions in imports, especially from China. The legal battle focused on even broader tariffs enacted under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or IEEPA. IEEPA, a 1977 law, lets the president regulate international commerce during extraordinary threats. The Trump administration used IEEPA to justify tariffs on nearly all imports, citing national emergencies from fentanyl to foreign taxes on US goods. This was unprecedented. Tariffs became a tool for sweeping economic change, not just targeted industries. The administration claimed this was vital for national security and foreign policy leverage. But the tariffs raised costs for American businesses and consumers, acting as a tax on imports. Retaliation from other countries hurt US exporters, especially farmers. Critics argued IEEPA was never meant for long-term, broad economic policy. Congress, not the president, controls taxes and trade. Using emergency powers to bypass Congress set up a constitutional clash. The question, can the president single-handedly rewrite trade laws? That fundamental disagreement led to the Supreme Court showdown. Legal opposition was swift and broad. A coalition of businesses, industry groups, and states sued, arguing the tariffs caused severe financial harm and disrupted supply chains. Their core argument, only Congress can impose taxes. Tariffs are taxes. Lower courts agreed, ruling IEEPA didn't authorize such sweeping tariffs. Judges said the law was for targeted sanctions, not overhauling trade policy. The administration argued IEEPA gave the president broad discretion in emergencies, especially for national security. This set up a classic clash: congressional authority versus executive power. Appeals upheld the lower court's decision, making Supreme Court review inevitable. Billions in trade and a core principle of governance hung in the balance. The Supreme Court agreed to hear the case, recognizing its national importance. The administration argued tariffs were vital for national security. Challengers insisted only Congress can tax and regulate trade. The justices pressed both sides. Does IEEPA let the president impose sweeping tariffs without Congress? The case, Universal Components Corp. v. United States became the term's most anticipated ruling. Legal scholars were split. Would the court favor executive power or limit presidential overreach? The answer would define the balance of power for years to come. The legal world waited for a landmark decision. On September 20, 2025, the Supreme Court ruled 6-3. The administration exceeded its authority under IEPA. The majority said only Congress can authorize such broad tariffs. The Constitution reserves economic policy for lawmakers. The ruling invalidates the legal basis for Trump's sweeping tariffs. Trump condemned the decision as catastrophic. The current administration pledged to review and protect American workers. The justices were divided. Majority focused on separation of powers. Dissenters favored broader executive authority. The government can no longer collect these duties, and businesses may seek refunds for billions paid. The Supreme Court has reasserted Congress's role in economic policy. The decision sent shockwaves through the economy. The Treasury now faces billions in refunds to businesses, a major financial shift. For companies, it's a cash infusion, potentially fueling investment and hiring. The stock market jumped, but consumers won't see immediate price drops. Supply chains take time to adjust. Internationally, trading partners may lift retaliatory tariffs, reopening markets for US exporters. The end of the tariffs could ease global trade tensions, but trust will take time to rebuild. Not all tariffs are gone. Others, like those on steel, remain. The administration may seek new ways to restrict trade, risking more legal battles. The end of this tariff regime is major, but protectionist policies could persist. Businesses and investors are watching Washington for the next move. Experts call this one of the most significant rulings on executive power in decades. Legal scholars say the court reaffirmed Congress's role. Emergencies can't be loopholes for rewriting economic law. Economists welcome the decision, arguing tariffs hurt growth and fueled inflation. Removing them should lower costs and repair trade relationships, though the transition will be complex. Some analysts warn the ruling weakens US leverage in global trade disputes. The big question: what happens now? Will the administration work with Congress on a new strategy or seek new ways to impose trade barriers? The answer will shape whether this is a turning point or just a pause in trade conflicts. The world is watching America's next move. With the ruling in place, businesses and consumers face a new landscape. Companies must claim refunds and rethink supply chains. Some may reverse costly moves made to avoid tariffs. The main benefit now is reduced uncertainty, not instant savings. For consumers, price relief will be gradual, not immediate. The government faces a choice: work with Congress on a bipartisan trade strategy or seek new ways to impose restrictions. A collaborative approach could stabilize markets and rebuild alliances. Alternatively, new legal battles could prolong uncertainty. The next few months will reveal the administration's path. The future of US trade policy and its global standing hangs in the balance. The fall of the tariff era is a testament to America's system of checks and balances. The Supreme Court's decision wasn't about economic theory, it was about the division of power. No branch, not even the executive, can act without limits. Sweeping policies need Congress's consent. This saga began with executive action and ended with the courts upholding the Constitution. The end of the tariffs doesn't solve all economic challenges, but it closes a chapter of uncertainty. Now, there's a chance for a more stable, collaborative approach to trade. Our institutions, though tested, have held firm. The Supreme Court has spoken, but the debate continues, and your voice matters. Share your thoughts below and join the conversation about America's path forward.